Good morning, guys. I'm Emily Ketta in for Joe Fryer.
We're so happy you're here today, and I'm Savannah Sellers. We're going to get started with our show this morning at the White House. That's where President Trump is struggling to move past this firestorm surrounding his administration's handling of files related to the case of convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. And this is all happening, as we just mentioned, as Mr. Trump hits the 6-month mark in office. So on Friday, the president called on the Justice Department to release all grand jury testimony related to Epstein. So then the DOJ filed a motion in federal court in New York calling on a judge to release those associated grand jury transcripts from any cases having to do with Epstein, and also to lift any pre-existing protective orders.
So on the same day, the president also filed a lawsuit against the publisher of the Wall Street Journal, 2 of its reporters, and News Corp founder Rupert Murdoch. That's after the Journal reported that the president sent what they termed a bawdy 50th birthday letter to Epstein in 2003. NBC News has not independently verified the documents, and Trump has denied sending such a letter. The controversy comes as the president is touting his accomplishments as his term in office hits 6 months.
We achieved more in 6 months than almost any administration could accomplish in 8 years, and we're going to have a lot of good 6 months left. We're going to have a 6 and another 6 and another 6, so we'll keep going, and we're going to really do something.
We have NBC News legal affairs reporter Gary Grumbach joining us this morning on this. Gary, good morning. So let's start there with the lawsuit that Em just mentioned. So this is over this Wall Street Journal article. Tell us a little bit more about what the paper is reporting, what they said this letter was, the body nature of it, and then how the president's pushing back here.
Yeah, hey there, Savannah. The Wall Street Journal is reporting that for Jeffrey Epstein's 50th birthday, his girlfriend Ghislaine Maxwell put together a leather-bound book of letters from his friends. One of them appears to be from Donald Trump. Now, in this Trump letter, it includes a typed-up imaginary note between Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein, and it also includes a handwritten outline of a naked woman drawn with heavy marker. Now, NBC News has not seen these documents, but the Wall Street Journal reports this is a lewd and bawdy letter, just like many of the letters that are in this massive leather-bound album. Trump is pushing back unequivocally on this, saying this was not him, saying this is a fake thing. It's a false Wall Street Journal story. He says, I never wrote a picture in my life. I don't draw pictures of women. And he says it's not my language. It's not my words. He also has filed a $10 billion libel lawsuit against the Wall Street Journal, Rupert Murdoch, and the reporters in this article. Now, famously, libel lawsuits are notoriously difficult to win, especially when they involve high-profile people like the president. Savannah?
So, Gary, let's also talk about the DOJ request to release all grand jury documents and testimony related to Epstein. You've co-written an article for NBC News about how this could create legal and ethical challenges. Break down that for us.
So Democrats want these grand jury documents released because they think they're going to provide incriminating evidence about Donald Trump. Republicans want these grand jury documents released because they think they're going to provide incriminating evidence about high-profile Democrats. There's very likely chance that both are going to be pretty upset here, that it's not really going to do either of those things. And that's because grand jury testimony really only involves information specifically related to the targets of the testimony. So in this case, it's Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. It does not include FBI 302s, which are descriptions of interviews that FBI agents had with witnesses in this case. It does not include flight logs, which is an issue in this case. And it doesn't include any photos or video testimony at all. So all it really includes is directly related to Epstein and Maxwell here.
And, Gary, we do have some new polling. This is from CBS. They released this over the weekend, 6 months into Trump's presidency. And really, there's some answers here on how the public feels about the handling of the Epstein case and really his approval rating generally. What does it tell us?
Yeah, well, every president, as you can see in this chart here, every president starts out strong because they haven't done anything yet, right? But as month by month goes on, in this case, we've seen the complete restructuring of the federal government, a massive crackdown on immigration, and really a continued attacks on American institutions like universities and law firms. And you see that downward spiral as it relates to Trump's approval rating. We're now in the 40% range. As it relates to Jeffrey Epstein's case, I think it's important to look at pretty much everyone's unhappy here, right? If you look at this chart, you've got 90% unhappiness among Democrats, 83% among independents, and 49%, half Republicans, are unhappy with how the president is handling everything that's going on with this long-running Jeffrey Epstein case, guys.
Gary, thank you very much for your reporting this morning and kicking us off this hour. Well, on Capitol Hill, some lawmakers think that the traditional bipartisan process of funding the government could soon become a thing of the past, and President Trump's budget chief is calling for just that. This comes after Republicans passed a $300 billion hike in military funding and immigration enforcement under President Trump's recent spending bill.
They also cleared the way to cut $9 billion in domestic spending and foreign aid under the rarely used rescission process last week that allowed Republicans to claw back spending that was already approved with just a party line vote. The next major test for bipartisan budget deals comes in September. That's when lawmakers face a deadline to fund the government or risk a shutdown at the end of the month.
For more, let's bring in NBC News Capitol Hill correspondent Melanie Zanona. Mel, good morning. So the director of the Office of Management and Budget, Russell Vought, essentially said he wants to see this process become more partisan. Explain why these recent moves by Republicans have shaken up the traditional process for government spending and why anyone would want that.
Yeah, good morning, guys. So first, it's important to understand that government spending on Capitol Hill typically has been a bipartisan process. And the reason for that is primarily because of the math. You need 60 votes to pass anything in the Senate. It's been a long time since a party has had more than 60 members in the Senate over there. And so they've needed to reach across the aisle in order to fund the government and keep the government lights on, but also appropriators. So members on those key spending committees have always seen themselves as serious legislators, people who are willing to work across the aisle to get things done. But this Trump administration has really tested those boundaries. They have canceled, freezed, clawbacked funding that was already approved by Congress. And now Democrats are sitting there saying they're not sure that they want to participate in this process anymore, while Republicans say that it's Democrats who have been obstructionists over the last few years. So there's a lot of blame and finger pointing going around as to who's to blame for this.
I want to talk about some of the reaction to all of this. So how are lawmakers reacting to these comments from President Trump's top budget aide that the appropriations process has to be less bipartisan?
So Democrats, of course, are saying, why would they participate in future spending agreements and negotiations if Republicans are just going to turn around and renege on those deals? I mean, think about the Doge Elon Musk effort. They came in and started firing people and canceling programs that had already been approved by Congress, or even more recently, this so-called rescissions package that was passed just last week. It canceled funding that, again, had already been signed into law. But it's not just Democrats who are actually frustrated by being steamrolled by Congress and who feel like their congressional spending authority is being taken away from them. Just listen to these Republican reactions.
I do not think that that should be our path. It's not legislating. It's basically the White House saying, this is what we want you to do. Take it or leave it. Trust us. It is pretty dismissive of the appropriations process. Pretty dismissive of our role.
We need 60 on appropriations bills, and it's going to take 60 to fund the government. And my expectation is, at least I hope, is that we plan to move appropriations bills that will have cooperation from the Democrats.
And there is a key funding deadline coming up at the end of September, so we'll be on a high alert to see whether they're going to be able to get together and get this done or if there's going to be a government shutdown.
Mel, one area where we are seeing this display of bipartisanship, of course, that's rare. It's what we were just talking about. It's this push for transparency when it comes to the Jeffrey Epstein case. What will you be watching for on that front when the House returns today over on the Hill?
Yeah, so this is going to be a key week because it is the last week that the House is in session before this long August recess. And there is a resolution, a bipartisan resolution from Ro Khanna, a Democrat, and Thomas Massie, a Republican, that would force the release of the Epstein files. And they are trying to use this special process known as a discharge petition that would essentially force a floor vote on this issue. But first, they have to collect 218 signatures. That process will open up this Thursday so they can begin collecting signatures. We'll see how many Republicans actually sign on to that effort and whether Speaker Mike Johnson tries to do anything to prevent Republicans from signing on.
And Mel, just real quickly here, before we let you go, another important piece of legislation goes before the Senate today. It's their own version of the military construction and veteran spending bill that narrowly passed the House last month. So what's in it and what are its prospects?
Yeah, so the Senate version of this bill, it's actually a big bipartisan bill. It includes $133.3 billion for all of these various agencies. It has veterans health care, military construction and housing projects, even modernizing IT systems. And it actually did pass a Senate committee recently in a 26-3 vote. So that is a big bipartisan vote. But as I was mentioning, there's a lot of friction right now between Democrats and Republicans. So when this comes to the Senate floor, that will be a key test to see whether Democrats are actually going to be able to reach across the aisle or if they're going to try to obstruct and play hardball here with Republicans.
All right, Melanie Zanona, thank you so much.
All right, from the plains to the southeast, millions of Americans are bracing for more intense heat this morning. Meanwhile, pockets of heavy rain could trigger flash flooding from Montana to the Carolinas. It follows a weekend of water rescues in the Washington, D.C. suburbs, part of a year that's breaking records for its number of flash flood warnings. NBC News correspondent Maya Eaglin has more.
Torrential rain triggering dangerous flash floods across the country. Millions under flood alert from Missouri to West Virginia. Super soaker storms outside Washington prompting water rescues like this. Men in bathing suits wading in waist-deep water, pulling people out stranded in their car.
It is just completely flooded.
I've never seen it like this. In 20 years I've been living here, I've never seen it this bad.
This man went to help his wife and daughter after they got stuck in floodwaters.
It was seconds. And then it was it was just a little water, and then the water just rushed so quick. And she didn't have a chance to react.
Over in Nebraska, hail smashing this windshield. Some reports including hail the size of grapefruits. All of this as more than 64 million people are under heat alerts.
This summer feels suffocating.
Humidity making it feel like up to 110 degrees in parts of the South.
What are some of the dangers when we have both heat and humidity?
That humidity hits your skin and it really eliminates the sweat from getting evaporated, and therefore you don't get cooling temperatures inside your body. So humidity plus heat can actually be devastating.
We don't always think about hydration, but it'll really catch up on you. So it's really important to just drink water, especially for these little ones.
Finding the balance between summer fun and safety with even more severe weather on the way. Maya Eaglin, NBC News.
Well, let's get a check at your morning news now weather for even more on what is ahead with those sky-high temperatures and then those severe storms across parts of the country this week.
Meteorologist Michelle Grossman, hey there, has the latest. Good morning, Michelle.
Hey there, guys. This is a fun little duo this morning.
You missed the white memo.
I know. I thought I would just dress like my maps. Just the hot pink and purple. All right, let's talk about that heat to match these colors here, because we're looking at 81 million people under heat alerts from the plains to the Gulf Coast, across the Tennessee Valley, portions of the Midwest into the Southeast and also the Carolinas. We have a heat advisory. That's where you see the orange. Also an extreme heat warning. That's where you see the pink. And these alerts are in place until Thursday. So it's not just today, tomorrow. It's several days of this heat in place, and that makes it really tough on the body. We're going to see heat indices near 115 in some spots. So air temperatures climbing into the 90s. You factor in the humidity. That's a huge important piece of the puzzle. We're going to feel much warmer than that. So take a look at some of these temperatures into the 90s, but notice these boxes right next to it. So Little Rock, you're going to feel like 107 today, feeling like 107 in New Orleans, also feeling like 105 in Houston, and that is into the Carolinas as well. We're going to feel like 109 in Charleston, South Carolina, Tampa, feeling like 105, even though the air temperature is 93. So you want to dress for the numbers on the right. You want to dress for the heat index, because that's what your body responds to. As we go throughout tomorrow, we're going to see more of the same. Temperatures rising into the 90s. You factor in the humidity. It will feel like 110 in Memphis. It's going to feel like 101 in Atlanta, feeling like 102 in Tampa. And then as we go throughout the rest of the work week, still really warm. Temperatures in the triple digits in Little Rock on Wednesday, near the triple digits on Thursday, 98 degrees on Friday. Same story as we head down to portions of the Southeast. So that's one major weather story today. Another one is this front that's literally stretching from the west all the way to portions of the east. We're going to see showers and storms along this front. That's going to bring some heavy rain, the chance for some flooding. We're going to watch that very closely, especially in portions of the Ohio Valley, the Tennessee Valley, also monsoonal moisture into portions of the Southwest, the Four Corners. Really beautiful day in the Northeast. We're looking at temperatures in the mid-80s, 70s in Boston, 75 with low humidity and lots of sunshine. So let's talk about those storms, because we're already seeing them, and this is only going to ignite further as we go throughout the rest of today. So notice in the Four Corners, we're seeing that moisture moving in, also in portions of the Ohio Valley. This has been happening all morning long. We had places that got up near 10 inches of rain in some spots. Lots of lightning, too, this morning. Notice out to the west, we're looking at some rain as well, and the northern plains could see some severe storms. And this is why I showed you that front sort of draped across the area. It's tacked in place, not moving very far, and it's stretched all the way across the country. So we will see pockets of heavy rain. And with that flood threat still continuing, tomorrow, same story, severe threat into the upper Midwest. Could see some afternoon storms also, and that's why we do have flood alerts for 9 million people. Where you see the red guys on this map, that means flooding is happening now, or it's imminent. So we're going to see that all throughout the day.
Such important information for people to stay safe. Michelle, thank you so much.
Thanks so much, Michelle. Okay, staying with the impact of extreme weather, the number of people missing after those devastating July 4th floods in Texas has dropped sharply. We're learning this morning that just 3 people are still unaccounted for in Kerr County, Texas. That's down from more than 160 who were initially reported missing. NBC News correspondent Ryan Chandler brings us the latest.
For 2 weeks, Kerrville has feared the recovery would take months, with the death toll rising to more than 130 in the Hill Country. But the number of missing people in Kerr County has plummeted from nearly 100 to just 3. Search and rescue teams worried some people would never be found. Now, a dramatic adjustment. City officials explaining that many individuals who were initially reported as missing have been verified as safe and removed from the list. Other families still searching for answers.
I want my brother, and I can't stand the thought of never finding him.
Terry Traugott and Sherry McCutcheon lost their mother Betty and brother Doug after floodwaters tore through their family home in Travis County on July 5th. They're still searching for their brother Gary, one of 8 people still missing across central Texas.
Do you worry now, more than 2 weeks after this flood, there may come a time when they call the search off?
I worry about that.
We do think about it.
I do. I can't go there. He's coming home.
Governor Greg Abbott has promised search and rescue teams will not stop until every person is accounted for, as state lawmakers head to Austin for a special legislative session.
We're going to look for strategies that we can pass laws on that will make preparation for these types of events better in a way that puts Texas in a better position going forward than we were before this devastating storm hit our state.
Leaders look for solutions as families look for closure.
You know they'll bring him home.
Yes.
He's coming home.
They said they were.
He's coming home.
Ryan Chandler, NBC News, Travis County, Texas.
Well, here in New York, police say an off-duty Customs and Border Protection officer was ambushed and shot over the weekend in what appears to be a random robbery attempt. Well, the suspect is an undocumented immigrant. NBC News correspondent Camila Bernal has the details on the investigation.
This is the moment DHS says an off-duty Customs and Border Protection officer is ambushed and shot late Saturday by a man with a deportation order. Authorities believe 2 men who approached on a scooter were attempting to rob the 42-year-old officer who was in a park with a friend. 2 senior law enforcement sources say it appears to be a random encounter. The alleged shooter, identified by police as Miguel Francisco Mora Nunez of the Dominican Republic. New York City's police commissioner says he approached the officer from behind, and that's when the officer drew his service weapon.
The perp fired first, and an exchange of gunfire followed. The officer was struck in the forearm and in the face.
Mora Nunez was taken into custody after going to the hospital to be treated for his injuries. Authorities confirming he had previously been arrested for domestic violence, robbery, assault, and was wanted in Massachusetts for kidnapping. President Trump saying on Truth Social that Mora Nunez was apprehended at the border in April 2023, but instead of being deported, was released.
Let's make something incredibly clear today. Our officer is a hero. If not for his efforts, this person of interest would have committed more armed robberies.
The officer is expected to make a full recovery. Camila Bernal, NBC News.
And later today, Brett Hankinson will be sentenced. He's the former Louisville Metro Police detective convicted on federal charges in connection with Breonna Taylor's death that stemmed from a botched raid back in 2020.
In a memo filed late Wednesday, the Justice Department recommended that he receive a 1-day sentence. That's actually the amount of time he's already spent in jail. He potentially faces a maximum sentence of life in prison.
For more on this, let's bring in NBC News legal analyst Angela Sanadella. Angela, thanks so much for joining us. Hankinson shot blindly into the apartment where Taylor was. However, his bullets did not strike anyone for his role in this. A jury convicted him of deprivation of rights under the color of law. So what does this mean?
Okay, so look, when you are a police officer, you obviously have special powers, right? You carry weapons, you can arrest people, you can enter people's homes. But with those powers comes enormous responsibility. So that's precisely what this charge is about, that if you are a police officer or someone else in law enforcement, you really have this extra high standard to respect the constitutional rights of the people that you are encountering. So what he was convicted of here, of this deprivation, is that he deprived Breonna Taylor of her constitutional rights against unreasonable search and seizure by firing into her home without even knowing who was inside or seeing her and really, coming face to face with the victim.
How common is a one-day sentence like this?
Yeah, look, it is really uncommon. Obviously, federal prosecutors are under the jurisdiction, under the hierarchy of the Department of Justice. So usually there's consistency here, where the prosecutors will bring these charges if they want a sentence to accompany it, usually not with a one-day sentence. So obviously this change has to do with the change in administration. Also, though, because this is specifically about civil rights and about how police officers are behaving, usually there's an enormous deterrent effect with this, that prosecutors want to impose a sentence in order to deter future police officers from acting in a way that abuses people's constitutional rights.
I think that we all remember the widespread sweeping protests that happened as a result of Breonna Taylor's death. So talk to me about the role of public opinion. Could it play any role in the judge's decision on this?
So it always could, but it's not really supposed to. So the judge is really supposed to be very impartial in this and go only by legal factors in determining what the sentencing could be. So, for example, the criminal's past history or how severe of a constitutional violation this was. It probably will be relevant, the fact that there wasn't a direct shot of a victim here, but the fact that he was found guilty of violating constitutional rights should be relevant.
Do you think a federal judge takes this recommendation from the Justice Department? Like, how often does that happen versus them doing their own thing?
Right. So the federal judge has total discretion here, right, within sentencing guidelines and also within what is reasonable. So meaning what is consistent relative to other similar cases in the past. They can't really diverge based on their own opinions, whether or not they are political or personal or any form of opinion.
So if the judge imposes a sentence shorter than the DOJ's suggestion, will Brett Hankinson have the ability to appeal?
Yes. So he is shorter than the DOJ's. So the DOJ's recommendation here was just a day. So he would likely appeal if the sentencing was greater than what the DOJ recommended. And then most likely he will certainly appeal if he does get more sentencing time, even if he gets what the probation office is recommending, which is years.
Angela, thanks so much. Thank you. Always great to have you.
We thank you for watching. And remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.